Solving proportions. So a proportion is an equation where two ratios are equal. So A over B equals C over D. And it's worth noting that it has to be an equation, so there has to be an equal sign. Note proportions are solved differently than multiplication problems. So some of these are proportions, some of these are multiplication problems. So this is a proportion, this is a multiplication problem, this is a proportion, this is a multiplication problem, this is a multiplication problem, and this is a proportion. They are solved differently. So if you see an equal sign, then you're allowed to use this method. Not if you see multiplication. They're going to be solved differently. So to solve a proportion, multiply both sides of the equation by both denominators. So one of the denominators is 2, and the other denominator is 45. One denominator is 2, one denominator is 45. And then what happens is we cancel those out, and we're going to get 45n equals 2 times 50, which is 100. Now, this equation can be solved normally, just like any other one variable equation. Because it's 45 times n, we're going to divide by 45. So we have 100 divided by 45, which you can either leave as 20/9, or you can say that that's approximately 2.222, or that it's exactly 2.2 repeating. So here I would do 42 times n, 2 times 5, and then I would divide by 42. And if you're like me, you're going to leave the answer as a fraction, 5/21. That's 5. I'm dividing both of them by 2, giving me 5/21. Here, when we cross multiply, we're going to do 7 times 4, which is 28. And then I'm going to do x minus 1 times 2. And now if you're going to solve this, note that I put this in parentheses. You have to distribute the 2 to both pieces. So 28 equals 2x minus 2. We add 2 to both sides. So 30 equals 2x. Dividing by 2 gives us 15. Note that you can simplify either fraction before cross multiplying. So for example here, these are both divided by 50. So I can, if you remember how to simplify 150 over 200, 150 divided by 50 is 3. 200 divided by 50 is 4. So now we can cross multiply, and this is easier. 3 times 60 equals 4 times x. So 180 equals 4 times x. And then when we divide, then it becomes easier to divide, and we get 45 equals x. So here, these are both divided by 3. So I can make this 33 over 17, because these are both divided by 3. Now we can cross multiply, say 33 times 34 equals 17 times 2n plus 4. This is 33 times 34. 33 times 34. I'm doing this the long way, is 102, 102. So this should be 2211. Yes, good. So 1122 equals 34n plus 17 times 4. 17 times 4. 17 times 4 is 68. Then subtracting 68 from both sides gives us that we have 1054 equals 34n and then dividing by 34 on both sides. 1054 divided by 34. 34 goes into this 3 times. 3 times 4 is 102, 34, 31. So n equals 31. So that is how we can solve proportions of any difficulty. Also, you can type these in and use nsolve if you prefer. Thanks.